Good morning, Bizzers. So today I decided to go in a slightly different way. So we're going to have a slightly different view today. So this is what our view is. I'm going to try and walk out to the bridge here. Well, it's not really a bridge. I don't know what you call that. This little out jut thing. You can see the water. It's pretty smooth out today. The water is really smooth and there's not really much breeze, which is kind of strange for this area. So today I want to talk about scales. Now yesterday I had my masterclass Q&A call. And one of the questions that was asked was basically, how do I get everything done? How do I know which things to focus on? And I think that this is a fair question. I think this is a question that probably a lot of you have, especially at the beginning of the year. We've got mascara everywhere. So I wanted to address it. So this morning, I've told you guys this before, sometimes I have a little trouble coming up with what I want to talk about. Totally forgot to pay attention to the time. Getting just a second. Okay. Sometimes I have a little trouble deciding what I want to talk about for these little walks. And so I listened to my one from yesterday and it didn't really inspire me, and I was just thinking about the elevator call. And one of the things that I've been coaching people on in my strategy sessions and in the elevator call is to break down your tasks into basically the 4 to 5 most important things that you do consistently, that you should be doing consistently, even if you're not doing them consistently. And then assign those either to 1 week of the month. So for example, week 1 of the month, you would work on social media or whatever. Week 2, you might work on emails. So you give yourself an entire week to do that particular task every single month. And that way, if something comes up, whether it's your personal life or your business, and it takes you away from that task for one day, you still have days to get it done. Alternatively, you can assign days of the week. So maybe on Mondays you work on social media, and Tuesdays you work on email. For me, I find this doesn't work as well because inevitably I'll have 3 Mondays a month that I can't do stuff. So now I'm behind on social media. Whereas if you do it in a week, if something comes up, you still have enough time to get it finished. So this is a strategy that I've been teaching to my strategy session clients, and it seems to be working really well for them. So we started talking about this on the call yesterday. And when I was driving around this morning after I dropped Olivia off, I was thinking to myself about what types of things you should be doing in your business. So instead of just coming up with 4 things that you think are the most important, are there 4 things that you should really be doing in your business? And so maybe you should break those 4 weeks up in the month to a different type of task. So I sat down, I started thinking about it. I had a whole conversation with one of my clients yesterday on Elise's e-commerce elevator in the masterclass call. And started thinking about what she said and what I do in my business and what I've noticed with all of the businesses that I've been working with. And I wrote a little list in the car, on my phone of course, because I didn't have a pen. And I realized really fast that there are 4 things that you should be doing in your business if you want to establish a business that actually makes money and will survive. So I'm now going to call this scales. This is the scales for your business to know if you're going to be successful. If you are doing all of these things, the likelihood is that you will survive and your business will be profitable and you'll be successful. If you're not doing them, you're missing out on a piece that could cause your business not to succeed. So who wants to know what the scales are? So the very first thing, I'm going to probably have to switch back and forth to look at this list because I literally just came up with it. The very first thing is that you have to surrender. And this part, I think, is the part that so many of us miss at the beginning. And it's what causes me to have clients who kick and scream when I tell them what to do, or who refuse to do what I'm saying. It's because they won't surrender. And I get this mostly when I'm talking about video. Okay, but this isn't just about video. What I want you to surrender to is I want you to surrender to the fact that you will look stupid and that you cannot do this on your own. And for a lot of us, for perfectionists, for loners like me, those two things are really hard to surrender to. And my suggestion is that you've got to figure out every single day how to do this. I cannot do this on my own, and I'm gonna look dumb. So might as well just get used to it. So that's the first step in scales. The S for scales is for surrender. The C in scales is for something else. I'll be right back. Connection. That's my word of the year. And connection is all about connecting with other people in your industry, your customers. This is about building those bridges to people so that you have people that you're talking with. So for the most part, we all spend our whole businesses trying to connect with our customers. So I'm not going to focus there today. I want to talk about connecting with other people that are in business, that are in your industry. There is something that happens, a magical thing that happens. Hey, Bridget, glad to see you. There's a magical thing that happens when you build connection with other business owners, whether they're in your industry or not. And sometimes it's even an advantage if they're not in your industry, because they will have a different perspective on things and they can give you their perspective, and sometimes you can come up with some really awesome ideas from that. I can't tell you how many times I've come up with an amazing idea by applying something from another industry. So building those connections, you have to find places to connect. That can be the MS Business Group on Facebook. Wherever you can find places to connect, you need to connect. So we've done the S, surrender, and the C, connection. Next is A in the word scales. And automation. Now, when I say automation, I don't necessarily just mean automation with like your computer and tools and those types of things, although it can definitely mean that. It can also mean automation when you have someone else doing things. So I know that's not exactly automated, but I want to tell you from my perspective, I have a whole bunch of things that I have automated with software. And then I have a whole bunch of things that, to me, feel like magic because I have put the systems in place for someone else to do them for me. So it's not exactly automation, but from my perspective, those two things kind of work the same. I do X and Y and Z happen automatically. Whether it's by a human person or a computer, they're automated. So that is the A for scales, automation. You have to learn how to use people and tools and resources to make your business do its own stuff so you don't have as much to do. Good morning, Rita. Good to see you. Well, see you. So we've done the S, it is surrender. The C is for connection. The A is for automation. Legitimization. And this actually is what started this entire conversation. Was the person I was talking to was basically asking me if she has to do social media. And I've told you guys time and time again, the purpose of the social media, yes, it can help you build your audience, it can help you reach people, and you can get sales from it. But that's not the main purpose. The main purpose of social media is to legitimize your business. Now, this is where we're talking about posting. Not talking about short form vertical video here, I'm talking about posting. Posting on social media is about legitimizing your business. It is about showing up again and again and reminding people that you're there. It is not, the main focus is not sales. And if you think social media is what's going to get you sales, you're missing the entire point. Connection and automation play a far larger role in getting sales than does social media. So scales, surrender, connection, automation, legitimization, and then for the last S is for sales. Sales is the last thing on this list. It's because you have to do all of those things to find your source of sales. Now, I know businesses that they legitimately get most of their sales from social media. I'm not saying it's impossible to get sales from social media. Don't misunderstand me. What I'm telling you is that is not the easiest place to get sales. That is not the fastest place to get sales. That does not happen overnight. Okay? So, how are you going to get to that last S? By doing all the other things. You have to surrender. You have to decide, I'm going to do the things that are going to make me look dumb. I'm going to do the things I don't know how to do. I'm going to do it anyways. And that is because I want to succeed. You're going to have to decide. I'm going to find people to connect with because they are going to help me grow my business while I help them grow theirs. I'm going to refer my friends and acquaintances to them for the things that they do, and they're going to refer theirs to me. And we're going to do this together. Because a rising tide raises all ships. But guess what? If you're on that, if you're by yourself, you're not having other people help you get that tide to raise at all. Okay? You have to automate. You have to use systems. You have to use other people's time so you don't have to use all of yours. So that you have more time because you have yours plus theirs. You have to do it. And you have to legitimize your business. So let's go back to where we started with this whole conversation. And that is, how do I know what to do and when to do it? And we talked about 4 weeks in the month. We're going to go with that system. So my suggestion to you is that you break up those 4 weeks. E is later. Thank you, Bridget. I forgot how to spell. I mean, I did this on the fly, you guys. Got to give me some credit here. So my suggestion is that you take those 4 weeks and you put a C, an A, and an L in it, and maybe an S. Okay? So you are going to focus on connection. Did I just tell you to spend a whole week working on connection in your business? Yes, I did. You were going to focus on automation. Did I just tell you to spend a whole week, a month in your business working on setting up systems and finding people to hand tasks off to? Yes, I did. You're going to work on legitimization. Did I just tell you to spend a whole week in your business working on social media and email and all of these things that legitimize who you are? Yes, I did. Now, depending upon where you're at and what month we're in, that means you still have 1 or 2 weeks left over. So this is where you get to decide. Is your last 1 or 2 weeks going to be about building your business? So you can break things up differently here, right? So ways that I see this is your website. You could say that's part of legitimization and put that in that week if you need to work on your website. You could also say this is something outside of scales and do it that way. You could say you're going to spend a whole week just working on things that can bring you sales. So I think 2 days ago, I talked about a strategy that you can use to get more sales if you have multiple products. So the 2 that are watching now both have this option. Actually, tomorrow I will be starting $50 Friday. Every single Friday, I will have a new item that you can buy for $50 that will either be something that I've sold in the past that's no longer up for sale, a piece of a current offering, or something entirely new that I've made just for you. Every single Friday, you will have a new opportunity to buy one of these things, and then it will go away. Your last option will be to buy on Monday. So you'll have from Friday to Monday to buy one of my $50 Friday items. This is a strategy that could work for any of you. $10 Tuesday, $50 Friday, whatever. That would be committing to getting sales. So those last couple weeks, you have to decide. If you are one of those, like me and the person I talked to yesterday, who is having trouble surrendering to the fact that you are going to look stupid, you may want to consider one of your weeks is all about doing things like TikTok. You should attend my masterclass. The free web class is the 18th, if that's a Wednesday of this month, at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a free web class where I will teach you my 2 things that you should be using to find more people and establish yourself as an expert. There you go. Bridget, the E is for expert. Woo! Okay, expert is the E, guys. E is expert. You've got to prove to people that they can trust you and that you know what you're talking about. So, you have to decide what that last one's going to be. But I highly recommend that connection, automation, and legitimization are 3 of the weeks of your month. So, I hope that this has helped you guys. Again, I just kind of threw this all together right now. I want to give you guys some ideas and ways to organize your life and your business for this year. We are at the beginning. There's so many possibilities for what you can accomplish this year. And I will tell you what, I told them yesterday on my masterclass call, that there is no way that I'm going to get to the end of next year and feel like I'm responsible for you not being more successful. I am going to push you kicking and screaming to get to a next level in your business this year. Because I'm sorry, I'm going to curse. If you don't like cursing, cover your ears. I will be damned if I don't grow my business again this coming year. I will double my revenue this year. What is your goal? Do you want to know how you're going to get there? You're going to listen to me, and you're going to be mad at me when I tell you stuff that you don't like, and then you're going to do it anyways. I have always been a straight talking person. You guys comment on it all the time, but I'm telling you this year, more. Because I think that's what we need. You need someone who's going to be honest with you and tell you to cut your crap out. Okay? So, surrender. You need to surrender. There's some of you out there, I know this is what you need to hear. You will look dumb. You will not know what you're doing. What was the other thing I said about surrender? You cannot do it alone, you will look dumb, and you will not know what you're doing. You might as well surrender now. This entire year is going to be me pushing you to do more than you've done in the past. So I just love you guys to bits. I am super glad that we get to live our dreams together every single day. No idea what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but I'm sure something will come up. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.